spam.
Yay! There we go. Hello, everyone. How's it going? Thanks for joining us this morning. This is the Special Age of Mythology Extended Edition developer stream, and we're stoked. We're quite excited.
I was up earlier for this one.
yeah.
Keith was a little bit late.
Not quite too early. So welcome, guys. I am Prestige from the Age of Empires community team, joined by super producer.
Yes, I'm Ryan, or MS Ryzon. I'm producer on this title.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we actually got some folks on the line here. Maybe I should get the mic here. So we've got Skybox on the line, a couple of our development partners there. And Steven, do you want to actually go ahead and introduce you guys?
For sure, yeah. So my name is Steve Sylvester. I'm one of the co-founders here at Skybox. I got a couple people from the team with me here. Actually, I'll get them to introduce themselves.
Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer Barron. I'm the project manager on Myth, and I basically take care of the guys and make sure everyone has what they need for all the tasks they're working on.
And I'm Chris Fornes, the lead programmer.
All right, sweet. So we'll go through the whole list of all the new features that we've got in the extended edition of Age of Mythology here. Do a little gameplay, and then we'll just open it up to you guys, to the chat, for a big old Q&A session. I held a little kind of impromptu stream on Friday, showed you guys some stuff, some more gameplay. You guys had a lot of questions for me that I wasn't able to answer, so I told you all to save them for today. You have those questions about multiplayer functionality or anything else to do with Myth, get ready to ask those, because we'll open it up to you guys in a second here.
And go ahead and start putting them in the chat. I will be answering them as I go and interrupting.
Yeah.
So, well, why don't we get into some gameplay right away?
Yeah. Let me just
start that up.
I'll just throw. I'll just make the computers battle it out, so you guys don't have to watch me here. So I guess that will lead us into kind of the first thing is observer mode.
All right. So one of the areas that we got some feedback on from people was that they wanted to be able to do some kind of like shoutcasting stuff, or do some more advanced stuff in observer mode to watch people play and learn how to play. So unfortunately, Kiefer here has decided that he doesn't want to
I won't subject you guys to that.
He doesn't want to embarrass himself here.
Yeah.
So he's gonna go ahead and just like have a couple of different AIs play each other, and then show off some of the new features in observer mode here. So as we're going through some of the options, you can see we've added day-night cycles, and they're now at sane timeframes. During some of the dev process for testing, we had 1 minute day-night cycles.
Yeah, those are pretty funny.
Yeah, they were a bit crazy.
Yeah.
So right now we're looking at the shortest being about 10 minutes, and you'll be able to see kind of the shadows moving and the world changing from as it goes through the entire daytime. So as we're loading up here, I'm going to just jump right into some of these questions of the chat. Will you be able to?
An odd map. I'm gonna redo this so they're not on an island.
Oh, you don't want to have the AIs.
So they'll get into the action faster.
So it looks like you actually did the unlock camera here for viewing as well.
Yeah, I love that. Love the big old
Interesting.
zoom.
All right. So will you be able to pre-install today or tomorrow? I believe once we kind of settled on a build, hopefully looking at end of day to day time frame ish. I'll be kind of sending it through. There's a final checklist that we have to go through with Valve and push it out for them to approve, and say it's basically ready to go live. And at that point, it should, hopefully, fingers crossed, start preloading for you guys. I don't have a ton of visibility into setting that.
Okay, so here we go, launching in, and we can just watch them for our amusement. Yeah, here we go.
Excellent.
So this is a look at observer mode here. As you can see, we can cycle through a lot of different...
you have the transparency slider set funny on the UI.
Yeah, I'm wondering why this is so transparent, so let's... Okay.
You're going to have to...
Alright, third time's the charm. Sorry about this.
Well, this kind of goes right into another segue. We had a bunch of different UI
Oh, there
options.
we go. That's why.
So, so that one, actually, that recently they just got a...
Yeah, I've actually never seen that before. So that's new. All right.
So that'll change the transparency of the HUD for people who like to play with more transparent HUDs. As you can tell, we are definitely doing this live, completely unscripted with
that's true.
all the different settings that we're toggling here. So anyway, back to chat questions. So pre-install, we're ranking system for multiplayer. We actually have a series of several different ranking systems. And as you can see, the game, like what we do with H2, if your game is ranked, it'll let you know. If it's not, it kind of defines why. But we have 3 different ELOs that you'll be kind of gearing on at any point in time. So the first one is going to be your what is that? Our base level is our league elo. So we have different leagues, and I'll go through some of that in a little bit later. So we've got a league elo, then we have a season elo. So we're kind of introducing the concept of seasons. And then beyond that, we also have a lifetime elo, and each of them gets used in slightly different ways. But you will have multiple different elos, and then I believe we have them split into a couple different game types as well.
Yeah, for all the game types, I believe.
Yeah, yep. So let's see. New campaigns. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that username there. There's not any new campaigns here. You'll be getting all the campaign content that came in the original Age of Mythology, as well as the Titans expansion, and then the Golden Gift, which was a free campaign that was released after all that was launched. So you'll be getting all those together. I don't even know the scenario card. Steve, do you guys know the scenario count offhand? It's pretty high.
There are a lot.
It's like 40 something.
There's so many.
Yeah, there's a lot of campaign scenarios, so it'll take you quite a while to play through if you want to do that.
There's at least 30.
30 somewhere in there,
yeah. 30 to 40 somewhere is. I want to say actually the base one has over 20.
Yeah, they're really long campaigns.
So it could be well higher than that.
Yeah. Take you through playing all the different civs, all different god powers, play around with different units. And there are a lot of different types of scenarios. There's the ones that are a little more micro-oriented, and ones that you have to build up big bases, big economies, more like standard gameplay. So yeah, a lot of variety in the campaigns. I really like the campaigns in this game.
So I'm going to kind of run back. I see Drixel asked how we can be playing this since it's not released yet. So in case you missed the introductions here, we're kind of the production side. This is the Microsoft Studios channel here for Age of Empires. So we made the game basically, and we got Skybox on the line here, our development team.
Yeah.
Let's see. Questions about sponsoring tournaments. Tournaments are cool. We like them, and we plan on kind of running community ones. Sponsoring tournaments becomes a big challenge with our legal department, so that anything that we do around the tournament side always has to kind of go through there first. So we'll continue to make sure that we support our communities around that. So going back to the observer mode, now that you have a UI you can actually see.
Yeah, let's talk about observer mode. So you guys haven't seen this before. Observer mode for the base game was a little bare bones. Really wasn't much to it other than you could see all the different players, right? And see the map. So we've added a lot of data to observer mode that I hope the competitive community gets excited about. So as you can see, default view here, I see the whole map like normal. But you'll notice have a whole lot of information over on this side. So there's many different tabs here that we could cycle through, and we could touch on all of them. So the default tab is all about resources. So you guys know Age of Empires series is all about managing big economies, and you can kind of have all that data at your fingertips here. So as you can see, it's broken down. We're just playing a 1v1. I'm the observer, so I see both of these players here. Team color, their god. See their god powers right here as well, but. All of their resources, as you can see, population as well. The numbers here are how many villagers that they've allocated to gathering these resources. The AI is playing deathmatch right now. They've got a load of resources, so as you can see, they're not prioritizing gathering very much right now because they still have a big bank. The second set of data right here is actually all of the resources that they've gathered in the game period. So if you want to have a sense of how well these guys have been macroing the whole game, that's all this right here. And of course, you got villagers. First number being the idle villager count, because idle villagers, you can look at that pretty much all game and see how efficient these guys' economies are. I know when I'm observing games in like Age 2 and Age Online, I'm always looking at idle villagers, because that defines the best macro players, of course. So you've got that. Going on to the next tab here, production, pretty straightforward. See everything in production, its current status, how many are in queue. Not a whole lot to it there. Losses, it's all blank because these guys haven't had any engagements yet, but this is the value of how many, like the total resource value of the units that these guys have lost. This is units lost tab here. Also buildings lost as well as in the second column. And we even added in villagers here, so you can see, oh, somebody just got a villager kill, so you can kind of have a sense of how well these guys have been harassing the whole game by looking at the villager killed count.
I'm actually going to interrupt real quick
sure, go for it.
Some of the stuff I'm seeing in chat. It looks like we actually have a few folks in here asking about the building rotator mod, and that was one of the more popular things I know with H3 when I was running a lot of that stuff. Can we rotate buildings? And it looks like actually Nodded's in here already. So there was a mod on the original version of the game that one of our community members who's been doing modding for I don't know how long now, but he was big on the original. We got him in a little bit early, and I believe he's already got it up on the workshop.
Yeah, so I saw it yesterday.
So that should be pretty quick to get in for everyone asking.
Yep, ready for you guys at launch.
And I believe he's been working to bring a bunch of his other stuff over, and we've been talking with him to iron out a few bugs in our mod manager as well to get that as excellent as possible. But for a lot of the old scenarios, if people are asking about if they're going to get ported over, quite a few of those you can just load in without any issue right away. So you'll be able to play those right off the bat as soon as it releases.
Yep. Very excited for that. So just subscribe to that workshop mod right from the get-go if you guys want to have the ability to rotate your buildings. I'll just breeze through the rest of the stuff here. This is all the units that you have on the field. So this top number here, this is a military population over your total population that you currently have. So pretty straightforward there, and you can kind of see everything that they have on the battlefield looking at this. Same with the buildings, same kind of thing there. And then if you don't want any data on the screen, if you just want to watch, then you can go, right here, and you have no data set on the screen. You can just watch these guys play. Also worth noting that added a whole new. I don't think I can get to it from here, but from the main menu, when you go to the hotkeys section, when you're mapping all of your hotkeys, there are hotkeys for everything that we just did. So hotkeys for cycling through all of these, hotkeys for disabling or re-enabling the chat. The last thing that we wanted to point out with Observer Mode is that if you select a unit, you can see that I see Blue's God Powers, I see what they've used and what they have available to them, and also see the upgrades that are on this unit. So I think in the original version of Mythology, you had to press a unit and then press F2, to bring up the texture, see what kind of units they have, or bring up this type of thing to see their upgrades. But nope, just click on it, you can see all the upgrades that they have right here in the lower left. So hopefully that makes it a lot easier for you guys. And I'm excited to see the competitive community get their hands on this. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is also still pretty customizable, right? Yeah,
a lot of the UI stuff that's been put in is really customizable across the board. And that extends beyond just the observer buttons themselves. You can modify the UI in the bottom. I mean, we made some visual changes to the UI to improve consistency across the board because each of the gods were like drastically different in the styles. But some people are going to say, oh, we want the original back. Maybe we want that nostalgic feel where it covers across the entire bottom or something else. And again, all of that stuff is certainly moddable both on the texture front and on the position front.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff is already in the workshop. Workshop is really full. Looking at this morning, I was like, oh my god.
There's almost a page there. A bunch of it's testing right now.
Sure.
Going through kind of some last minute tweaks. And actually, speaking of the workshop stuff, Chris, you're the evil genius behind the mod manager. You want to talk about the strategy of that compared to what we had in H2?
Sure. Age of Empires, we found that there were a lot of bugs with overlapping files. So if somebody subscribed to a mod, it would unpack that mod and actually replace a bunch of original files in the game. And then if you later remove that mod, it didn't properly clean up the data, and so people would have to validate their cache and re-download the game and stuff like that to fix it. So for Myth, I wanted to take an approach where any modded file is actually separate from the game. So all the files will actually exist in the mods folder, separate folder for each mod that you've got installed. and you can enable or disable them on the fly. There's a mod manager UI right into the game, and you can actually see all your mods, enable them, prioritize them, and publish them as well, like if you've made them. And another big thing is that you can like when you publish a mod, everything is automatically generated except for the description and the visibility. So all the mod tags are calculated. It lists all your files, tells you how big the mod is, all that kind of stuff. And when you publish it, if you've already published it in the past, it'll determine that, and it'll just update it instead. So that was another problem with Age of Empires, was updating mods was a problem, and people were having to like delete mods and republish them as if they were a new mod. So hopefully all that stuff will be a lot better now.
Yeah, definitely the ability to just kind of update. And one of the advantages on the automatic tagging is that the mods will kind of let the user know if there's if it'll affect your multiplayer games, like if it'll affect the game's sync state. So you can know beforehand, say, hey, I want to make sure I'm playing in these leagues, so I don't download any mods that are gonna make me go out of sync.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I should hop into the main menu and show the
manager. Let's go ahead and show some of the.
So I don't have anything installed right now from the workshop, but from the main menu, big old Steam button here. This brings up the mod manager. Oh, this is probably the one that we had installed from before.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
Yep. But you'll be able to go in through here and choose which ones you want to enable or disable, just the priority of it to say which ones you want to load first, and there's a whole status update on how they interact with each other. So definitely will help get your kind of modding feet off the ground and hopefully make it a lot easier. Again, still a few kinks that we're filing before release here, but it's been moving quickly. Let's go ahead and jump into some of the online screen there, because I don't think we've really ever delved into this.
We have not. I saved this all. Everybody had questions for this on Friday, but I saved it all for today. So.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So let's see here. Let's start with the events.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and talk about events. And Steve, I'll let you take care of this one actually.
Sure. Yeah. So events is one of the big features on the screen. This is going to allow people to kind of, continue to contribute to a community goal overall. We kind of have we have the ability to change these events any time. They're going to be time-based. Like you may have a weekend event or a week-long event, or even a month-long event is a really long achievable goal. So you'll be able to see kind of your contribution to it. There's lots of different event types that we're thinking about. Some of them are kind of things like total gold collected over a period of time, or the amount of trees that you chop down, those sorts of things. So you'll be able to see the number of days that are left on the events. If you need to play a bunch to get to your contribution in there. And the more you contribute, the higher your reward will be on the badges, which I think we'll talk about in a bit. But that's you'll see that kind of the badge concept will be around all of these features that we have in the online screens.
Yeah. So actually, let's jump right into the badges. So badges is kind of a layer. We've got achievements outside the game, for example, but badges are a kind of separate layer we were trying to envision to help kind of contribute to participation. So you'll be earning a variety of different badge things in these pillars, and each one represents a kind of specific entity. So there's different badges. Go ahead and let's just mouse over some, for example, here. So let's start with, let's say that one to layer. Let's start with some of the others here. So on the event side, you have event badges, and as you participate in the events, you kind of earn contribution, and that contribution then lends towards these event badges. And there's kind of a back-end score that you get from that. And as you earn the badges, you'll earn that icon. It'll go from that little grayed out thing to being a more prominent icon, and you can earn them multiple times over and over again. So over time, depending on what you do with the badges, you'll be able to improve your kind of score. Now, some of these badges, let's go ahead, one of the other pillars here, some of these badges will reset over time. So as we were talking about the concept of having season elos before, your season will kind of reset as the time goes on. So we haven't determined how long our first season is going to be yet, but it'll be a couple months at least that you'll be able to go through. And so you'll have a season that you're resetting, so you can kind of keep earning points towards each season as you go between seasons. And then there's going to be a few other ones, things like finishing the campaign, different achievements like that. Now all of this does require you to not use cheats, so if you cheat your way through the campaign, it's not really going to work, stuff like that. Oh, come on. We all know we've been Pandora's boxing in the office quite a bit
all
recently.
I did on Friday was just Pandora's box,
Yeah.
Wrath of the Gods.
Yeah. So on the league side, I'm going to jump into that next. That's our, I'm not going to say it's a tournament because it's not a tournament per se, but it is think of Age 3, we have kind of these challenge ladders essentially. So it's something similar to that where you'll hit the join button there, it'll throw you into a quick match for a game along those specific requirements. So this one is 1v1 any god, supremacy on Marsh. And if you join that, it'll kind of load you in. You'll get to basically jump right into a game and then play, and your score will contribute towards a league score. Is there an overall ladder system? There is indeed. It actually falls into the leaderboard side of things. Mm-hmm. So the leaderboard's all linked to the Steam leaderboard backend, which will be displaying as well. So it's actually, I feel like it's fairly recently, but Steam has made it so that the leaderboards are accessible out of game. So I know with Age 2 we had some pretty awesome sites that did a bunch of leaderboard scrape pulls. There's some default ability for the game to do that right now. Let's see. And then, of course, as you can see, we have a global chat in here. And this is, I think, one of our more experimental features that we have enabled here. So we're testing it right now, and we're looking to make sure that this is good to go for launch. But it's a pretty cool concept where you can actually talk with people through the Steam interface prior to playing the game.
Yep.
So it looks like people want you to get back and actually go play again.
All right, we can do that. We can do that. What map do you guys want? As you can see, I'll have all the same maps that you guys remember from the original disc version. And I'm sure as you guys start hopping into the Steam Workshop, you're going to have pages and pages and pages of maps.
I think we should do one with water in it.
One with water in it?
Yeah.
Let's do
I like the water.
Mediterranean then. Actually, okay. I'm going to turn some day-night on for you guys. We'll do deathmatch. We'll give the computer a chance here. Put them on Titan. And what we saw a lot of call for Greeks in the chat, so let's do Poseidon. Yep. Okay. So guys, this comes out May 8th. 2 more days until you're able to play. If you pre-purchase it right now, it's still what, like 22% off, something like that.
20% off on Steam right now. Yep. You can just. Oh, are you cheating right off the bat?
Am I though? Am I?
Wow.
Just gonna walk over to his base here.
Yeah. So you're not gonna get any. You're not gonna be able to participate. One interesting thing about the participation side, the event side, you can earn kind of participation for doing quite a bit of different things. So you don't have to strictly do competitive PvP to actually be able to participate for those badges.
Yeah.
Custom games being rated. So we've had a number of discussions around, like, can you actually make a fair ranked custom scenario ladder? And the answer is no, not really, because inevitably people will make scenarios designed specifically to boost their own level on that ladder. Now, having said that, we do recognize that people will be making some absolutely amazing custom scenarios, and some of those may be very fair and balanced, and should kind of get included formally at some point in the game. And at that point, we might be able to make certain specific scenarios rated.
Meteor.
Oliver, we are not currently making any changes initially to the AI, but this does segue nicely into a question around post-launch. What are we going to do with all the kind of community feedback and continuing forward with the game? And around that side, we've been taking a look at a lot of the feedback that's already come in. There's a couple of really good threads. Right now we've got a balanced discussion thread on the Steam forums you can just head to, and I'm sure it's got 4 or 5 pages in it already. And there's also a couple really good post threads on some community requested fixes, whether they're changes or considered bug fixes from the original. And we've been taking a look at those. We've actually got them all from that thread. We've got them all bugged up in our bug database already, and we'll be going through those. And post-launch, Steve, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe the plan is to create a beta branch essentially to allow people to test what those changes would be like in a live environment. Correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I know some of them are can be pretty obvious fixes we're going to put in. Some of them maybe a little more controversial. So we want to get the feedback from the community to find out, whether this is the changes they want, and that allows us to iterate in a separate branch from the main line.
And that's one of my favorite things about Steam. So right now, we've got I don't know, about 8 or 10 different branches that we're doing for various testing reasons for our QA tests, for our devs, for the community folks who are working on mods across the board here. So we want to make sure that we can extend that to allow the community to be able to check out some stuff ahead of time, or stuff that we're not sure if it makes sense to necessarily put in the game based on some balance changes. Because as you can see, Steve here has to cheat his way through apparently.
I do.
Using the earthquake, that's one of my favorite powers there.
I know.
I love how that affects the shadows too.
Oh,
It's
I know,
cool.
it's so awesome.
But for a community that's been playing the game for the last 14 years now, there's a lot of little balance quirks that I can't even really fathom here.
And this is a question I see a lot, just real quick, in the Steam forums. Will the original taunt still work? And the answer is absolutely. I've been 999ing this whole time. Get the little chipmunk, the chipmunk song going on. But yeah, original taunts still do work. And I'm sure there will be many new taunts too. Like, I know that's been a really popular type of submission for the H2 HD Steam Workshop. Are a lot of like custom taunts. Like, I know I've got my Game of Thrones taunts and the Alfred taunts too. Yeah, so they definitely still work.
Actually, speaking of the Alfred one, I saw a question earlier about adjustments to unit models. And unit model replacements are definitely quite viable. The community's got a couple of tools out there to take 3D Max units and adjust them entirely. And you can put them right in the game. The texture side, we've been working. So the textures here, there's. Oh, wow, you're getting destroyed right now.
It'll be cool. It'll be cool.
So the textures themselves, we have a bunch of new layers on the textures. So there's diffuse maps, bump maps, spec maps. So it's a bit more complex texture system than the original had. And because of that, some of the existing mod tools out there don't work for that. So we've got a couple new converters that we have a tool. And Chris, I believe you're working to actually just build that right into the mod manager. Is that correct?
The DDT converter?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I want it basically I want people to work with the easy to edit files like TGAs and so forth, and then when they actually publish the mod, it'll automatically convert them to DDTs. So that's something that will come in the next few days.
Yeah, so I know I'm real excited about some of the stuff that people are starting to do with the mod manager, and we're going to make sure to continue to support that, because obviously the custom content community is one of the big reasons why this has been around for the last 12 years and is still going strong. No, Steve and I don't come with the game if you buy it, I'm sorry.
Well, not the regular edition.
Yeah, not the regular edition. They're making fun of you that you can't win while cheating. I think we had a couple of requests to...
Well, then you could come challenge me on stream when we start streaming this every Friday.
Well, we'll stream it with cheats enabled and just see who can do better.
Yeah, exactly. I can use cheats and you can't. Oh, wow. I forgot about the God Power.
Yeah, for a while in our build process, the snow was having issues, so we had to make sure to get that one back in there.
Ooh, that's pretty. Original cheats obviously still work as well. I wouldn't be able to play without them.
Let's see, what else do we have here?
God Power. Oh, we got another meteor. always use Meteor.
So a couple more questions around multiplayer and how it works. So multiplayer is kind of your standard. You've got lobby system that you can create a game and host it, and, invite people and search for games, etc. So that's pretty much straightforward there. We do have some leagues and events that are also added in on top of that. And leagues, you can think of them as kind of short-term specific ladders of specific game types, like a relatively, I don't know, a week or maybe a week or two for a certain game type. And it's kind of a challenge that you're racing to complete.
I don't remember how many barks. Oh, there we go. There's Bella.
Wow, you had to use the laser
There's
bears.
Bella. Oh yeah, I have to use the laser bears, absolutely. Oh, what's oh, it's Wofu. There he is.
I think we've just devolved into you cheating your way through this game.
Yeah.
Although that does give a nice chance to show off the water. I think that's one of the.
Yeah, that was the point. Right.
Oh, is that the entire?
Yeah,
point
totally.
That and laser bears,
Yeah.
and they're complaining about your typing, of course. So a lot of these are old cheats from the original game, of course. One of the new items that we have added in for multiplayer, big community request, was the ability to not allow Titans to be built in multiplayer games.
Yes.
So that was an often asked question. So we've added a toggle for disabling Titans there.
Yes.
Couple questions around whether or not we're going to do additional content like expansions. Right now we don't have any plans to do expansion content for the game itself, but we love the franchise, so we're always continuing to do work on it. And I think right now our main plan is to continue updating the game and continue to work on H2 and H3. Actually, we got some. Let's talk real quick about H2. We got still some more stuff coming for that one.
Yeah, we do.
So if you have H2 HD, Skybox also has been working on that as well. Very busy studio up there. But in the last 2 or 3 months now, we've been doing some pretty cool updates for it. We released 2 new free campaigns for owners of the Forgotten expansion. And we still have a pretty major AI update that's coming for H2, as well as some pathing changes and another new campaign as well there. And actually, I see Bert's in the chat. So,
yay, Bert!
So the FE guys, actually, I want to give a shout out to them as well, because in addition to all the work that they've been doing with H2, they've been helping doing a bunch of tests here for us around the myth stuff. So we've definitely been very appreciative of all the work that they've been doing. Let's see, where can you find old scenario files? So the workshop's going to be a great place for them as soon as people get them uploaded to it. Also,
yeah, actually,
AOM Heavens, the current.
I'm not sure if it'll show up on here, but I have an old custom scenario, but this isn't my account. So let's see if it's still in here.
I doubt
no,
it.
I don't think so.
No.
Oh well. But they do. I mean, I pulled off. If many of you guys played this game back in the day, you probably remember the custom scenario, Helm's Deep, big Lord of the Rings one that was super popular. So I just pulled that off of like AOM Heaven the other day, and I loaded it right up in here, and it worked. So most of those old ones should work, I guess, if they've been made after a certain. They're made in a certain build, right?
Certain
Yeah.
patch.
Yeah.
There is one. So we had a scenario at PAX that people really seemed to like there. It ended up going over fairly well. So we'll be that requires some kind of custom hooks into the game that we did just for our PAX scenario. But we're going to look at getting that kind of ported over into this as well. So is this from the Golden Gift, or is
This is Brock's Journey.
excellent. Okay, so this is one of the additional campaigns that came into play here.
Yep. And guys, we still do have a couple guys from Skybox on the line here. So if you guys have questions, now's the time. While I escort Brock here through wherever he is. I don't remember.
So one of the other areas, and actually, Steven, I'm going to have you talk about this one a little bit, but do you want to talk about some of the emissive texture work that you guys did around the unit lighting as well?
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, so you know, we kind of looked at various areas that we can improve the rendering side, and we did a pretty big overhaul in the rendering engine here. It kind of sets us up to, you know, all the things we've done now, plus additional things we can do in the future. One of those things was kind of adding some emissive textures to some of the textures that should really glow. So we looked at the gold mine, we looked at some of the lava textures. So those things now like really add, you know, they really bring in that lighting aspect, you know, the lighting improvements you made to the game. So then you start adding those components to the game, everything starts glowing red, or at nighttime you can see a soft glow out of the mine. It really kind of just really brightens up the whole game.
Actually, go ahead and focus on the town center there. That's a decent example. It's hard to see in the daylight.
Yeah, it's a little bright right now.
But like the fires in the town centers, you'll actually see them reflect off of all of the different structures on that building.
Yeah, and we touched on a few of the god powers as well. Like the meteor has a really great lighting effect. There's a few other ones that, you know, really bring some color to the game.
Yeah, and I think kind of that combined with the day-night stuff has given it a new visual life there, which is kind of neat. So multi-use god powers, those are going to be dependent on, you know, if you're in a custom scenario doing specific triggers, anything like that. For the pack scenario, for example, we had a kind of a timer. Essentially, once you completed objectives, you were granted new god powers.
Well, I'm trying to score Brock here, but I gotta build some ox cards first. What else do we have to go over? Twitch integration is in here as well. If you guys want to stream directly from the
Twitch,
from the
so
we probably should talk about that. But it's right in. I don't think I can see it from here, but when you go through the main menu, yeah, I can't access it because I'm in game. But if you just go through the main menu, if you guys are familiar with this or Mage 2 HD, you can stream directly to Twitch from the client if you so choose to. Or if you so choose, but yeah, we're straight
and
through.
I believe there's a few differences between this and HD on the Twitch side. Steve, do you guys want to talk about what you guys have done with Twitch a little bit?
Yeah, the Twitch stuff. Yeah. Yes, we built it similar to kind of what we did for H2. We built Twitch directly into the game, into the menus. So there's hotkeys to turn on and off. There's a full login system in there, makes it really easy to Twitch. You don't have to start Twitch streaming. There's no extra software you have to use. It's pretty straightforward. We also have a little icon that shows up, reminds you that you actually are streaming. And chat, yeah. So basically, chat from Twitch will show up in the game, and you can respond to that chat by using the little @ symbol, and that will send your chat message directly to the Twitch chat as well.
So I think this is going to be pretty awesome for shoutcasters who are, you know, spectating a match, observing a match. They've got all the hotkeys for the observer mode stuff. They can flip through a bunch of things, and then they also have they've got the ability to just kind of stream directly to Twitch pretty easily there. So it's nice and quick. I'm seeing something else in chat here around H3. If the server maintenance this morning had some issues, I'll get right on that as soon as the stream's done. I thought I got it restarted before the game, before we had to start here, but I'll take care of that.
Of course, guys, I've got links below the video player if you guys want to check out this game on Steam. Again, you can pre-purchase it now. It comes out on May 8th, so a couple days, but up until then, we've got it at a 20% discount right now. So if you want to pick it up on sale, you can do that. Again, there's the link right below the video player, or just search for Myth and in the Steam store.
And we've got a lot of other social channels you can follow us, check us out on. I know we do a lot of video streams here on Twitch, obviously.
Yes.
We do kind of workshop streams for H2, and I think we'll be doing that for
I will
this as well.
definitely be doing them for this game. Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Are you going to start community challenge streams here?
Yeah, we'll do something like that.
We'll get some of those.
Fridays are going to be the Age of Mythology streams. I mean,
okay,
so Fridays on this channel. Yep.
Excellent.
Definitely follow this channel. And you guys, I know you guys are watching me right now and like, this guy's terrible, and I know it. But we have lots and lots and lots of guest streamers on this channel, so you won't have to endure me playing so much if you're actually looking for real high-level gameplay.
Well, actually, I wonder if we can get Milo back in here.
I bet we could.
So one of our co-workers who used to be on the team here and did a lot of stuff, balanced stuff on Age Online as well. He used to be very, very good at WCG.
Yeah, he won, I think, 2005.
2005, yeah. So maybe we'll see if we can drag him back in here.
Yeah.
To just stream it to here.
But we got the Mista guest streaming for us as well. A lot of the PK. Oh no! A lot of the PK guys too. So plenty of much better players than me. I'm trying to rescue these cows.
People are calling for some help from the Mista on this because you're failing this.
Yeah, Mista is actually so I'm not Age Online and Age 2 are my games at the moment. Although I need to start learning this one. So Mista said he's going to help me out. So if you guys are new to Age of Mythology as well. Definitely follow the channel because we'll be doing some like Age of Mythology 101 type series where he's just going to walk me through from the very basics to, you know, until I'm 5,000 ELO stomping all you guys on the ladder. So he'll take me through the journey. So if you guys are new and want some help, definitely check that out. And we'll be putting those up on YouTube, of course. Did he just kill one of the cows I'm trying to rescue? Oh, that's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded Cyclops.
So other questions. Age of Empires 1 released on Steam. We haven't announced any plans for anything else that from the portfolio here, but we're really focused on Myth and H2 right now, kind of continuing to keep updating on those. Let's see. Ability to select more than 30 units right now. So we haven't changed the unit selection size in the game at the moment. We did some playing around with that in H2 actually, because I think it was originally 20 in there, and we upped it to 40.
Yeah.
So I mean that's something that we can definitely continue to look at based on player feedback, but we haven't changed that from the initial adjustment there. And I'm sure anyone who plays DM will have quite a bit of feedback on how that happens.
Well, for what it's worth, I think we want to up it. It's pretty bad. 30 is too limiting.
Yeah, but again, we just want to make sure that we do it in a way, and this kind of falls into the branch of kind of community feedback branch, I'll call it, where we take some of the suggestions, both whether it's on balance changes or gameplay adjustments, and put those into a beta branch and let you guys try it out and play it and check out some of the new things.
So what other questions you got for us, guys? We're still here.
A couple questions about pop limits here. Haven't changed anything of that for starters, but I believe certain custom scenarios can kind of break some of the population limits there. Improving hotkeys, Thunder Siphon. I think that's how you pronounce your tag there. Again, all that feedback, if you have suggestions on some of the hotkey stuff, please feel free to go ahead and post that in Steam forums. We go through that very, very frequently. I know I'm on it pretty much every day, and I know our community team sends me quite a few emails about stuff as well. So will there be balance patches? Again, we're going to kind of look through, taking a bunch of the community's feedback and start making some tweaks to a beta branch, and then kind of see how it plays out over time. But we're not going to be changing the balance for release itself.
All right, I need Nidhogg. It's been decided.
Oh my God, you're just.
It's been decided.
Everything.
I am. Oh, there he is.
The AI is not getting changed initially at launch. Right now we're actually doing a lot of overhauls on H2 around the AI work, and adding a bunch of kind of new hooks in there and getting a new AI in. So that's where a lot of the AI focus is going at the moment. We do not currently have any expansion plans.
What else you got for us, guys? And thanks again for watching today, for tuning in. We're really, really excited about this. Again, the game comes out May 8th, so only a couple more days. I know it's painful. I know you guys want to play, and I can't wait to play with you, too.
It's painful for them and terrifying for us as we're trying to make sure everything gets in there.
I think I saw some questions earlier about how easy it is to get into a multiplayer game. We've definitely kind of made some improvements around the quick match feature, so hopefully that should be able to get guys into games really easily.
Yeah. So both.
It's also proper quick match.
It's proper quick match.
so go ahead and define proper quick match for folks listening in here.
Oh sure. Well, Age of Empires had a quick match system which would create a lobby, but it just wasn't right. So with Myth, like you quick match, it finds people and you just go right into a game. There's just no interaction once you get into it, which is what people want.
Yeah, and there's also, it gives a little bit more feedback when you're searching for a game. It'll start letting you know how many players you found. So if you're searching for like a 3v3 or 2v2, if you see 2 players are in, you know it'll be a short wait till the other third player is there for you to play against. So it gives you a little bit more feedback, so you can see how quickly you get into a game.
Plus, with leagues, it's quick match only. So if you want to rank up on a league, you're going to be playing with random people rather than the same people. So that should mitigate cheating.
Yeah, definitely. So we got a couple requests again around kind of the mod manager stuff and just show the flow there. I think Knotted started a UI manager. Yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can get that up and running here on this build.
So mod manager button right here. All of the mods you guys subscribe to from the Steam Workshop are going to show up in here, right?
Let's go ahead and grab one real quick. So let's pop out to Steam Workshop.
Right, so Steam Workshop. See, we've got quite a bit in here already, even pre-launch here.
So let's go with the improved in-game UI. I think that one is, I think the UI stuff was playing nicely. So the goal is that it should be pretty straightforward and easy. Just hit the subscribe button on the UI side.
Boom.
And then you'll see the items downloaded.
Yep.
And then hop back into the game.
There we go. And, oh, it's there. All right. Sweet.
And then you just hit reload assets. And it's going to reboot.
And voila.
That should show enabled.
Yep.
Oh, wait, which one did you enable? Oh, you didn't enable.
Oh, do I need to enable it
you
first?
have to hit enable first.
So improved in-game UI. All right, and now do I need to
now
reload again?
Reload.
All right, my bad. So be able to manage everything from there. No more back and forth with verifying your the integrity of your game cache and all that. So there we go.
Yeah, and you can put
It's
priority
in.
up there, but that shouldn't make a difference since it's still enabled.
All right. So if I jump back into a game now, I'll switch it up to.
How large is the game file? Chris, what's our final build at right now?
I think it's just under. I don't know. I think it's about 1.5 gigs roughly.
Yeah.
Two to 2.5, I think, somewhere in there. It's not too big.
Yeah, it's not a massive thing. I think we have 3 gigs as our kind of min-spec requirement there, so it's under that obviously. The download sizes, depending on if you're in the, I think the barred ones are like 1.5 gigs, and I think unbarred it's like 2.
Running over here with some O Canada, but
yeah, I see there's a few new UI buttons there by the map.
Ooh, sweet! I'm gonna use this one for sure. All right, on. They added the flare button down here. This is really cool. Oh, this is very cool. I like this. Whoa! All right. Oh, that's really nice. Get rid of all the UI if you want like the really bare bones.
Yep, very bare bones.
Simple.
Now that kind of mimics what the we've got the UI visibility HUD thing, so you can do it for the entire UI, or you can choose what you want showing there. A lot of different options there.
Oh, that's really neat. Wow, that's awesome. So if you guys are curious about checking that one out when it launches, that one was Noddeds, right? Yeah. Yep. And he's the same guy that did the building rotation mod that's in there. You guys requested it, and it's already up. Beautiful. What else do you have for us, guys? We have some time left still.
We got
oh, tinfoil hat. I saw in the chat.
But you're just trying to cheat everything. Oh,
and,
the buck.
And now I'm
Actually,
attacking myself. I should do what?
The Bok Bok.
Oh,
Boom.
that's what I'm missing. Yeah. Let the chicken storm reign.
Yes, there is matchmaking in there. You'll be able to just go hop in and do some quick matches. And it'll put you right in a game. And there's the chicken rain.
Yeah.
I love how that just kind of shakes the screen.
I love
Are
that
all
cheat.
the cheats the same? Yep, the cheats are definitely
indeed
the same there.
What about Alfred?
So Alex Astor, actually, that's one of the. If you look at the end of the trailer, there, Alex Astor made a little Easter egg for us. He replaced the belly unit, and that's kind of an example of the texture swapping that you can do, or the unit model swapping.
Oh, I thought that was a cheat for some reason. Never mind.
No. That's a unit model swap right now. I don't know if Azahar is in the chat right now, but I have definitely been talking with him quite a bit, especially over the last week or so.
Oh yeah, he's got a
around the
good-looking
texture
texture
side.
pack in here.
Yeah, so right now we're still kind of trying to finalize a few of the issues around the texture stuff and making sure that's all functioning smoothly. There were some limits that we didn't notice around, like 100 meg size chunk uploads to Steam and whatnot. So
Yeah, these texture files are so high res that they are actually breaking. Well, not breaking, but
they're just
they
massive.
exceed the limit. Yeah, that Steam allows. So, oh man, these look really nice. I can't wait to use these.
Yep. So he's been working on most of them locally right now, and we're kind of making sure that the flow is finalized properly for launch. Any changes to the Wonders? Not by default, Charlie, but we are going to be doing, again, community suggestion changes. We've got a couple threads going, so make sure to go through Steam forums and the ageofempires.com forums. And we've got some changes there that people are going to talk about. We're going to have a beta branch to do so. Steve, what keyboard are you using? There's some
DOS.
mechanical monstrosity.
Yeah, it's a DOS keyboard. Just Model S Professional. Cherry Blues.
Yep.
Can't live without it. And I know you guys love the clacking. I'm using the word love kind of liberally there, but... You know.
So some questions around like farm textures being bright and some lighting things. A lot of the lighting controls are very customizable. I know when we were doing some of the time of day stuff, one of the feedback things we had from Alex Astor was based on where the map was in the hemisphere, it didn't match the proper light cycle for the for day night and the altitude of the moon, and whatever. So he was actually able to go in and change all that stuff. So there's a lot of different things you can do with that.
Yeah, you could tone all that down in the options here.
Yeah.
You know, disable bloom and the lighting on the units and everything. So if you don't like that, you can turn it off, and you can just straight, if you don't like the textures, I believe all the original textures are in the Steam Workshop already, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, that was Chris put that up there.
Yeah,
all right.
Chris put up a bunch of the original stuff
So
there.
if you want the original terrains back, have at them. They're in here.
And I also put up a mod for the original UI.
Correct. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
original UI's
Yeah,
got,
that's right.
got that as well.
Nice.
Let's see, what else do we have here?
What other questions you got in the chat, guys?
Do we support 2560 by 1600? So
Yes.
as long as it's displayed on a single screen, then the game engine is capable of running at kind of crazy resolutions. I know I tested on my laptop earlier, a kind of tri-monitor setup where it's all treated as one monitor, and it loads in just fine. I don't necessarily suggest playing that way, but yeah, you can do it. I just built a new gaming PC at home.
Did you?
That will,
Nice.
yeah, so I might need to break out because I have in H2. I've got the tri-monitor screenshot. I might need to do that with this one because it's got Crossfire Radeon R290, so
it's
it should be able
baller.
to run that. So
You
yeah,
can do multi-monitor as well, as long as it's full screen.
correct. Yeah.
I had a friend who had three 1920 by 1080s working well.
For reference, this computer is running 1920 by 1080 right now.
Yeah. So we're running 1920 by 1080 or 1200. 1080 on this one.
1080 on this one, yeah.
Okay.
1200 is mine.
Can you play games like the original and as the expanded? So we don't have a toggle between the base game only and the expansion. We did, however, add a No Titans option for multiplayer if you want to do that. So you won't be able to just kind of play vanilla only. but you'll be able to play without Titans.
Will we ever be coming to next-gen consoles? We're on one right now, right?
On PC? Well, no, PC doesn't really have a generation. We're focused on PC for this release and Windows only at the moment. How expansive will the custom map maker be? So let's go ahead and hop into the editor. I think
it'll look pretty familiar to you guys.
Yeah, so the editor is going to be pretty similar to what it was in the original, but I don't really think we made any major changes to it here. The advantage is that it was a pretty darn impressive editor at the time. So you can do a lot of crazy things with this editor. Our entire pack scenario was made in the editor. Actually, a bunch of the scenes in the trailers, we just went into the editor and made the scenes for them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, really powerful. I'm not very good at using it, but let's see, oceans. Ooh. All right.
But yeah, you can just go and you can paint terrain, you can place objects, do all sorts of triggers.
Yeah.
Which you've.
I have no idea really how to use it. I've never made anything on here, but yeah, it should look very similar to you guys.
Oh, there's a bonus feature that I found in the editor when I was kind of resurrecting it. There's a full campaign editor that was never released with the game, so I turned it on.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's right. So it was, a couple little additions that we were able to tweak in where possible there. So let's go ahead and jump back out of the editor here. Otherwise, one of the bigger requested features, LAN. That is staying put. You'll be able to have LAN as well. And you'll be able to host a match, join a match on the LAN network. So if you want to, and this works in offline mode, so you'll be able to take your game, your laptop, wherever, and you can just play on a local network there.
Yeah, you do not need a connection to make that initial call to Steam anymore, right?
That is correct.
For this
yes.
one,
yeah, as long as you can play on offline mode.
Sweet.
Yep. Any balance adjustments, matches for matchmaking, any of those stuff? Big OG. That really all falls into that we're going to be continuing to listen to the community and follow up with them on a lot of these things. I know they've been, over the last 10 years, they've been making suggestions and commentary, and we're finally in a position that we can actually kind of say, hey, here's the initial title, and we can start doing it. We haven't made balance changes off the bat yet, outside of allowing for no Titan mode, but we're gonna have beta branches that'll let you do that. Let's see. Let's go ahead, Skybox. From your side, what were some of the most challenging things you had to deal with on this?
Most I would say the rendering overhaul was probably a pretty big challenge. Going from kind of the old development style to bringing up to the new, DirectX 11 features. We had a few interesting things. We tried quite a few different rendering features to see which ones really made a big difference. We even tried around with a little bit of tessellation on some of the units just to kind of get them looking a little better. And all it ended up doing was turning all the swords into surfboards. So we had all the soldiers walking around with surfboards. So that one didn't make it.
Yeah, I remember that actually. That was so for those kind of wondering, one of the questions that we saw early on was, are you going to make the models more detailed, right? And the downside is that we didn't have 3D Max files of all the original models, high poly versions of them. So that was a challenge. So we tried to kind of circumvent that by saying, all right, let's take the models that exist and see if we can tessellate them more, which is basically adding a lot more vertices to the units. And automatic tessellation doesn't always go over nicely, and especially with how some of these things are used, it got a little tricky. So the answer is you can add new unit models if you are inclined to do so and create them on your own, but we weren't able to find a kind of acceptable solution to come up with a lot more polygons on all the units. Treaty here.
I knew we forgot something. Treaty.
Yeah,
Treaty's a thing now.
One of the more commonly requested features from H3, and we actually brought it into to H2 as well. So basically, for people who like to kind of turtle right off the bat, you've got the ability to do so for a certain amount of time before anyone can attack each other. And
what are the lengths here?
It's the Treaty Lane
Treaty
Center.
Lane,
So
yeah.
15, 30, 45, 55. And this is really it's kind of built off of the ceasefire god power. So kind of anything that wouldn't function in ceasefire, you're not going to have the ability to use in treaty. So god powers, you can't really go and start nuking people in treaty mode there. Things like I believe Titans are considered god powers, so you can't use Titans, you can't build wonders. A couple of those things.
Yeah, you can't build wonders during treaty, and you can't build anything near the enemy.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
true. Too.
that's correct. So there's a regional area around the opponent's kind of town centers that you can't build near. So Chris, your turn. What was one of the hardest things you had to deal with? I'm terrified asking this question, actually.
Thinking, well, actually, when we first got the archive, there were 16 different versions of Myth in the archive. Trying to find which one was the latest was a little tricky. And we actually found, even in the latest Myth build, some of the features were actually broken. Like, for example, there was like a desync, and we didn't introduce it, but it was actually in the archive code. And we went back to like Age of Myth before Titans, and the code was proper there. So we actually had a few bugs that we ended up fixing that were in the original game. What else? Oh yeah, and the quest for original assets was a bit of a mixed bag. I found a SQL database, and it took me like 3 or 4 different versions of SQL Server to find one that would actually resurrect it. So I brought up the SQL database, and it was really large. So we were like, okay, it was like 30 gigabytes. So we're like, okay, well, this has got to have assets in it. And so I had to figure out like how it was used, all the tables and so forth. And I was able to extract a bunch of assets, and we found some high-res textures. And we were really excited about it, thinking, hey, we could just replace the textures and the units will be a lot more detailed. But unfortunately, it was a partial list, so only some of the units had them, and putting them in for them and not the others would just make the game look really weird. So maybe at some point we can, give it out or something, and then people can make a mod out of it. I don't know.
Yeah, that touches a little bit on, actually, one of the improvements is we really improved the texture compression feature in Myth. So the original texture compression was a bit lossy, I guess, would be the nice way to put it. So we really improved that. And so all the new textures that you build will compress in kind of more modern techniques. So they'll look a lot better.
Yep, and actually I know a lot of the textures that we have in here, but both between the fact that we have better compression versus the fact that there's anti-aliasing in the game now, for example, they do look significantly better than the originals ever ended up doing. And now with kind of the new all the new maps as well on there, we'll be able to get some pretty impressive looking mods, I think, here.
Yeah. Also, the mod manager was a huge amount of work, and still is. And I want to do a good job with it, given how, it's been an issue with Age of Empires. A lot of the file hooks in the game, there's just thousands of hooks throughout the game, and trying to figure out which files can be modded and shouldn't be modded. We want to do a lot of work to mitigate desyncs and detecting what mods people have. So if there is a desync, we can actually catch it in the lobby before the game starts, saying, hey, these guys have incompatible mods. So that's going to come shortly after release in a patch. But we're going to keep making improvements to the mod manager, make it really the best mod manager ever. That's my goal.
Not a little biased there, are you guys? But yeah, no, I think that's a very important point to touch on, that this is something that we are excited to continue working on after launch here. So we'll make sure to continue doing that. So a question from Chetta in chat here, asking about Intel HD 3000 graphics. So we went through some compatibility lab testing on a variety of different hardware configurations, and believe the HD 3000 was on the list there. and it does run on it. That's certainly, you know, it's possible. You're probably going to want to be turning down your settings quite a bit here. So you know, you'll probably want to run in maybe 1280 by 1024 or 1024 by 768, and obviously turn off like anti-aliasing or some of the more advanced things. But it does support it as a DirectX 10 chip. So for PAX, actually, when we showed off our demo at PAX, we were showing that off on Surface Pro 2s, which are the HD 4400. And obviously all of that's going to be significantly worse than a actual, you know, proper dedicated GPU, but the HD 4000 and the Pro 1, I'm able to play that on my Surface. I turn a few things down and it works just fine.
Yeah, the key thing there for the laptops and lower end machines is to make sure the resolution gets reduced. You'll see the biggest improvements there.
Correct. Yep. And then the other one is don't do what Steve is doing here, where he's got his unlocked zoom.
Yeah.
Because when you zoom out really far, that dramatically affects
this will tax your system quite a bit here, as opposed to being much more zoomed in.
Let's see.
I know. 2 more days, though. 2 more days, and then you guys can get your hands on it, May 8th. And again, Steam Store links below the video player here, so if you scroll down on our channel, you'll find links to pre-order Myth and links to, you know, all the other games that we have on Steam, like Age 2 HD, Forgotten, and the Age of Empires 3 Complete Collection. And again, if you pre-order Myth before Thursday, you do get a little discount on it.
Yep.
Which is nice.
20% off for pre-purchases here.
Indeed, and that's still, you still get the 20 off on the 4-pack, right?
The 4-pack is, I think it's, you get 4 for the price of 3, and there might be a 20 on that.
Yeah,
well.
I think there is.
I think that comes out to about 18 a copy,
yeah,
as opposed to the 23. So it definitely drops it down there.
Land it with your friends.
Yep.
You know.
Let's see. So we haven't officially added support for any different size maps at all. If you have a copy of the original one, you can still play that, of course. It's on your local system. But these are very, very different in terms of kind of their multiplayer backend, and Steam in general has a pretty big difference in the overall support side of things. So so we're using Steam heavily for all the matchmaking support there. So your matchmaking, your leaderboards, we're using a lot of leaderboards. Actually, the Steam service allows for multiple thousands of leaderboards in a game, so we've been using them for pretty much everything under the sun that we can think of here, and we're gonna continue checking those out. But leaderboards for kind of like all your stats and whatnot. See your achievements. We don't want to forget about those.
Yeah, Steam achievements and Steam trading cards too.
And the trading cards, yeah. Those are, I believe, I set those live yesterday actually, so you might see those.
Or am I earning? Oh no, on your account. I was gonna say, am I earning my trading cards right now?
Yeah.
No,
I don't think so. And I don't believe that they fully go live until the title goes live. But they are all fully set up in the back end, ready to go.
You know, speaking of cards, I almost hesitate to do this, but I've got something in front of me.
I think we should do this.
I got something in front of me. If you guys were in Boston for PAX East, you might recognize these sexy little things right here. These are some Steam keys, some code cards for the game.
You just showed them. Someone's gonna zoom that up.
Yeah, this like super high resolution webcam right here. So we do have Moobot up, so we might hold a little raffle right here. Should we open it up for these guys?
I think we should do that.
I think we should open it up. So if you guys want to participate in a raffle we've got going on here, whoops.
We are actually just giving out copies of this game. Now these are retail release access, so you'll get them as soon as it goes live there.
That is true. So the raffle is open, so I'll just type instructions on how to participate here real quick.
So I've got a question about ELO system. There's each game type has kind of different ELOs, and then there's multiple ELOs for more different things. We've got season ELO, we've got a league ELO, and we've got a lifetime ELO. So yes, lots of ELOs, lots and lots of ELOs. This game's LAN is not the same as the original. I'm not quite sure I follow the question on that one, but the LAN mode does exist, and it functions pretty much the same as the original. And there goes the chat.
Yeah, raffle hype right now.
Wow.
R.I.P. chat.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, see if there are any more questions, but everyone
it's gonna be hard to. It'll be hard to pick them out. That's our first look at a Titan today, I think.
Oh, that Titan. Yeah, that Titan. So let's see here. Why aren't you using God powers, Mr. Cheater?
I'm observant right now.
Oh, you're observing.
Yeah.
So you're letting that.
I did allow cheats, but that won't allow me to
they're
use
not
them, of course. Yeah, it's
cheats.
only for these guys.
Titans are pretty nasty.
Yeah, pretty good. This is the one you had to kill in the pack scenario. Huh?
Yes, that was the one you had to kill.
He's the one that lowered my score every time.
He ruined a lot of dreams at PAX,
Yeah,
I think.
He
He's a very well placed.
Make or break.
Yep.
Those Surface
Yeah,
Pro
I'm
2
disappointed
dreams.
though because you didn't. Oh wait, we do have the day-night cycle on. That's fine. I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
it's
we
going.
do.
It's going slowly.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Okay. Yep.
Actually, it's a little darker now, so we were talking about the reflections of the light earlier, like on the TC. Well, it's still a little, a little light out. Yeah.
Shadowed areas. Yeah. Actually, does this have the dev console in here?
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Don't want to give out any of those.
Yeah,
Let's see
yeah.
what's there. Why does the main menu look different than it did in the trailer? Because the trailer was made a month and a half ago when we had an older build. So we've been adjusting things. In the menu in the trailer, we found out that, from the original game, there were basically kind of 3 menus nested in one. So if you wanted to go to the editor, you had to go to like a second page and then go to some. It was just this mess. So we kind of condensed everything down so you can get to stuff a lot easier on the main menu. So that's why it's been adjusted there.
Oh, this is a good
but I believe I believe the UI mods can actually adjust the menu, so you'll be able to swap that out. Another thing that we may end up doing over time here, and something that we have the ability to with Steam and the auto updating, the background in the main menu is actually just a scenario file.
Yeah.
Which I'm really excited about because we can have kind of community or seasonal events and update that for you guys. Just kind of a little Easter egg there.
Don't be surprised if you open up your game client and your main menu's a little Alfreded out or, or something. Have you talked about this yet?
Will modders be able to add more gods or factions? So you'll be able to, as a mod, replace existing gods and factions. I believe is how that's going to function. The reason you can't add new ones, if I'm not mistaken, those are all baked into the game executable, so you'd have to be modifying that to make any changes to it, which obviously is kind of ridiculous. You'd have to reverse engineer a compiled code, which is not good. It's also against the law. Will you be able to make maps for people to play like the original? Yes, the map editor is in there. You can actually load your original maps. Question about on-screen UI for multiple setup. You know what? That's interesting. You should.
That is a good question.
You should be able to do that. So, for example, with the Observer UI here, one of the kind of main features that we wanted with that was the ability to have. So, for example, right now I've got the resources page up, but what if I wanted to show my unit queue at the same time on there? And it's designed in a way that you can actually go and manually put things from multiple pages onto the same page. So my resource tab could actually have essentially the content from all the different tabs in there. It won't update quite as frequently, but it'll be in there.
This is just brutal right now.
The Titan fights?
Yeah, God. They're not nice
It's like
to each
just
other.
rocking the screen.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else we got here.
And I guess we can go ahead and pick a raffle winner real quick. We've got a couple of cards here, so
Okay,
let me
let's
hop
go
over here. So, moment of truth, guys. Gosu Abaco? I don't know how to say that, so I'm just going to copy and paste. Yeah. So there you go. You win. And actually, we can have Muba even announce the winner in the chat. So congratulations. We'll close this raffle for now. Maybe in a couple minutes we'll do another one.
So you'll get I think a PM with that, I believe, here.
Yeah. Send a message to the channel.
So a question on why we're doing this and releasing Age of Mythology Extended. The answer is actually very simple. As soon as we brought Age 2 out on Steam, we had a lot of people say, we want Myth, we want Myth, we want Myth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the thread on the Age 2 Steam forums itself is well over 1,000 posts at this point.
Yeah, people are making petitions for it and everything.
Yeah.
So,
so we've got quite a few things there.
Well, we've got about 10 minutes left.
About 10 minutes.
Yeah. So, any last-minute questions, guys? Again, we still have Skybox on the call here, so any of your more technical questions too can be answered.
I see we have a question about why it's not compatible with Windows XP. That is because Windows XP is no longer supported. Its lifespan ended sometime in April, I believe.
Yeah, by Microsoft as a whole.
Yeah, so that's the entire company. It's a dead OS, and you should actually, if you're on Windows XP, you should, for security reasons, be moving to another operating system at this point. Yeah. So you should not be using XP. It requires DirectX 10. A lot of the kind of calls we have in there are DirectX 10 necessary. So I don't believe it would even launch on Windows XP. By pre-purchasing, you do not get to play it early, unfortunately, but you will get it when it launches in a couple days. And you got it at a discount. So
here we go. All right, it's finally dark enough. Yeah, so you can kind of see the flames, the light bouncing around the different kinds of...
Say, are there any gold mines around that you can find here?
Yeah. Oh, here's...
He's been doing Taunt 999 quite a bit.
Yes, like here's a gold mine. You can see kind of like...
You can see it kind of glowing there.
Yeah, really cool looking thing. So
can players see what mods you have installed? Not by default there. You won't be able to kind of look in and see what other people have. You will see, we're going to be working on this to make it so that prior to a game launching, if you have a sync related mod in there, it won't let you start the game to break. Actually, let me scroll up. There's a question I wanted to answer in here real quick.
Sure.
Oh boy,
that's a good question.
I actually do owe several bottles of Scotch now to Skybox, and I need to bring them up with me next time I'm in Vancouver.
So you got some 50-year-old Macallan incoming.
I don't think I can afford that. let's go with. I will at least do single malt, bare minimum 12 years.
Okay. 12
or 14 probably. I like decent Scotch. So can we get the BRG model format so we can complete the tool? Hey, Skybox, have you guys? I know we haven't done a ton of delving into BRGs based on what we're doing because we haven't changed unit animations much. Did you guys run into any of the tools to adjust that at all?
I think that should all just work as is. Although I'll have to double check with our rendering guys. But
okay.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not, it's easy for us to release a tool and give those guys information. That shouldn't be a problem at all.
Okay. Yeah, I think the question was getting into the BRG format. I don't believe there's any externally available tools there. So yeah, that's something that we'll definitely be looking into, and if there's anything that we can easily and legally release to the community, obviously, because some of these are third-party tool sets, so we only have certain amounts that we can do. But anything that we can do, we're going to try to support the modders as much as possible.
Those are real words, right? It's like real Greek words, or
yes,
yeah,
all the language. And actually, that was funny when we did the when Alfred did the leak. What was that, month ago-ish?
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up on Reddit. I think one of the first things on Reddit was just like a full page of people quoting villagers in there.
Yeah.
So yes, Gosu, yes, we do. Just stick around. We'll make sure that.
Yep.
You get
I'll message you right after the stream's over, Gosu. Speaking of which,
let's do another one.
Yeah,
right?
let's do one more here. So click open.
I don't know how to do the.
All right, one more raffle, guys. Get hyped for the raffle right now.
Oh god.
Oops. I need to retype the instructions really quick.
Will previous made custom scenarios work in the extended edition? Yes, they will. They do. People have been doing quite a bit of those already. So, yes. The new texture stuff. There is a new DDT adjustment tool, and actually, I don't know if I can get you that manually. We'll talk after this. Oh boy, there goes the raffle hype.
Yeah. So hyped. Guys, entering it multiple times does not increase your chances. These are not physical raffle tickets.
Although we should do that at some point.
Yeah.
I think that's one of my favorite god powers.
What is this one? That's what I've been trying to figure out.
It moves buildings between different locations.
Oh.
So it kind of like deconstructs and then reconstructs it in a new spot.
Oh,
So
cool. A little proxy fort or something like that.
Yeah, if you want to just take your barracks and kind of plant it right next to the guy, it's pretty sweet for that.
I like that.
So actually, one of the first trips I made up there after we'd gotten the code resurrected, when we were doing a bunch of the rendering changes around the anti-aliasing and kind of adding in a bunch of the lighting effects, when I went up to Skybox, they had like all the units in the scenario thing on screen, and they were kind of going through and talking about all the different lighting changes on it. And that was, I think, Steve, that was when we had just gotten out of DirectX 8 and had gotten it up to 10.
Yep, that was around that time. I think we had a map that had basically every unit, particle effect, building in the game, and it's kind of cool. You can kind of scroll through and to see them all. Surprising just how many assets are in this game.
Yes, yeah. I think we had so when everything was kind of unpacked, unbarred, there were I think 40,000 files in there, of which I want to say there were about 8,000 unit models and another 8,000 animations, and I don't know how many textures, but quite a bit of them.
Oh, I don't think it was that much. I think we actually have about 800 units and structures in the game, something
Correct.
like that.
But once you added in all the separate animation files, I know those folders.
Oh no, yeah, there's like almost 7,000 textures.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts there. So do we need to pick a winner here?
Yeah, let's pick a winner here. Actually, we're gonna have Moobot choose it. So, moment of truth, drum roll.
Oh, the winner did not. Nope. Not
well,
following.
we didn't have that as a stipulation. I didn't say it. So that's the other app that doesn't work anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So DJ Beetle 95, even though you're not following the channel,
which you should now do because we're calling you out.
You
on
win.
Stream.
Yeah. So congratulations, raffle is closed.
Well, we have a third code.
We do have a third code. All right, one last raffle.
Yeah, let's do that one too. There you go.
Ryzon's too nice to you guys. Here you go. This is, yep.
There we go.
One last raffle before we wrap it up here. We've got about 5 minutes before we got to leave this room. So any last questions, guys, for us, for Skybox, about the game? Again, Age of Mythology Extended Edition. 2 more days. Two more days. May 8th.
Yes, May 8th on Steam. Make sure to head over and pre-purchase before the 8th because you'll get your 20% discount there. The link is down below our chat window, or our video window, I guess.
Yep.
As well as all of our social stuff. So you've got Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Well,
yeah, definitely
Twitch.
Subscribe to all these social media channels over here. And again, definitely follow this channel. This is the official Twitch channel for the whole Age of Empires franchise. So if you like our games, if you like gameplay, definitely give us a follow. I stream a few times a week, and we have a lot of very, very talented guest streamers who play on this channel as well. So
that's your excuse for saying you're not very good at this yet.
at this one, yeah. So definitely tune in to check them out if you want to watch real players.
And we'll be definitely showing off kind of more of the competitive side of gameplay in future streams. This was a kind of check and see stream here.
Yes, kind of one-off developer Q&A type thing. We'll be doing more workshop streams like I've been doing for H2, show off kind of the really cool stuff that's going to make its way into the workshop for this game, which I'm just so stoked about, especially because you can actually change the unit models and building models and stuff. I'm just very, very excited to see what you guys come up with. The workshop possibilities are endless.
A couple other kind of late-minute questions I'm seeing here. The trading cards that were in the trailer, that's a Steam platform feature. They have trading cards that you kind of get and drop throughout the game. If you've used Steam before, then it's similar to all the trading cards there.
Oh, looks like the Mista, if you guys are going to want to watch, if you want to watch some Myth gameplay, the Mista is going to stream on his channel right after this, so head on over to his page. Yeah,
we got him a copy of this build, so he'll be playing this.
Yes.
Okay, so then right after the stream, you'll be able to watch someone who's marketing better.
Yeah, head on over to his channel, Mista. Feel free to post your stream URL in the chat there.
Is he guest streaming on the Age of Empires channel as well?
I don't think so. Just on his channel for
just
now.
On his right there.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. So we got a bunch of people still going in the raffle here. We'll let that go for another minute or two before we end here. So right now, I saw a couple questions on what are we working on after this, and the answer is over the last couple of years, we've really changed our approach to kind of game production here on the Age of Empires team, where games, we don't release them and then walk away. So with what we're doing with H2 still, I mean, this is over a year after launch now, we're still kind of bringing new content to H2. We're going to be continuing to do a lot of work on Myth, continue doing some patch work on it. There's a lot of community suggestion changes that we're going to be digging into. So we'll be continuing to update this, and you'll see patches come out for this game as well as for H2 over time here. Let's see here. Wow. And for those wondering kind of what the stream is, if you're just kind of tuning in now or just started, we are the Microsoft Studios, the Age of Empires team here. I'm the producer on Age of Mythology Extended Edition. One of our community coordinators is here joining me to help with the stream.
Holy cow, I had no idea we had so many people watching.
Yeah, still have a couple of them.
All right.
And then we also on the phone on the call here, we have Skybox, our development team for the game.
All right, so I'll pick the last winner here. Moment of truth again. All right, Ricardo, you've won. So there you go, winners. Please send me a message. I'll hook you up with keys right after the stream is over here, and then I'll probably do it for us because we got to get out of this room.
Really?
For Helen Angel.
Who's in here next?
Helen.
They stole my batteries though.
Yeah, they did. They did. So
All
guys, head on over to the Mista stream if you want to watch some more gameplay. He's extremely, just like stupidly good at this game. So it'll be pretty much night and day. So head on over there if you want to watch real multiplayer. Chris, Steve, and Jennifer, thank you guys very much.
Actually, do we want to see if we can get him to just continue on this one at all?
Sure. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Never mind. Stay tuned. I'll make sure he has access to this channel. So yeah,
we'll get Mr. Guest streaming. So if you want to
stream on here.
If you want to watch better gameplay here, then
yeah, you don't need to leave. Well, yeah, we can have him do it on this channel.
Yeah.
So just stay tuned, I guess.
Yep. And Nodded, I will get that to you. I'm gonna be taking a look at the H3 servers because some people were talking about those. So I'll be taking a look at those right after this, and then I will get you the texture converter so you can start digging around with that. Preload stuff, hopefully that will be going live as soon as we get our final build in and get that moving forward. So my goal, knock on wood, is to get preload in the next 24 to...
The single shot is so devastating.
You know, I did notice something. Alfred hasn't come and bothered us today.
I know, it frightens me, so let's get out of here before
he
comes in.
We should probably
Ricari's hovering, so that's when you know.
dancing out there, so they're getting ready to kick us out here. All right, so we'll get some of those winners out there. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for Skybox for jumping on the line. Make sure to head to Steam. You can pre-purchase now, 20% off. Follow all of our stuff below, all of our social, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, etc. And aside from that, I think that's gonna do it for us for right now. But if you stay tuned, in a few minutes we're gonna get Mista in here playing without cheating.
Yes.
So he's gonna show you what Steve can't.
Yes. All right. Yeah. That'll do it. Thank you guys. Thanks, Chris, Steve, and Jennifer, much.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
And I guess we'll see you guys on May 8th online. Peace out, guys. Thanks again.